Who are the three people who have been the most influence to you? It could be career, personal, alive, they could have passed on. The three people most influential to you.
I think that professional, it will have to be like Thomas Keller. I think that, like he's influenced, so many great chefs. And I think that everybody that's starting in this career, it's like, that's like the Mecca. The French Laundry is the Mecca, right? Um, the fact that I got the opportunity to like live that and experience that, and see like the philosophy and the culture that he creates, like that changed me, changed how I how I talk to my cooks, the way I see ingredients, the way I create dishes. That's definitely one. Uh, I think that the experience at Can Roca was another one. Seeing like the the three brothers, and how they they have this culture that it's like it's a restaurant and that performs at a high level, but at the same time it's like it feels like a family. Um, so that definitely changed or made it possible, because at that point I was like, it's separate things. You have work and you have family, and they made it seem like, you know what, like you can work and at the same time you can have family life, you know. And then a third person would be probably my family, in the sense of like my grandfather and my mom. They've even though it's not culinary related, like I've seen them like always, that sense of like, there's no substitute for hard work, that keep pushing, the idea of like you don't learn necessarily in the moments where you're like comfortable. It is okay, and it's actually encouraged to like get out of the comfort zone every once in a while. And that's going to allow you to grow.
What profession was your grandfather and your father in?
My grandfather, he's an engineer. My father, he's an entrepreneur. He owns a couple of businesses in Panama, and my mom is an architect. And again,
Right.
I've completely different backgrounds, but the message was pretty much the same.
And when you first went into culinary and you told them, were they supportive behind it, or were they like, "What? What are you doing?"
Well, they were like, "Are you sure?" Because when I was in Panama, I was showing like a couple of attitudes towards politics. I kind of like politics, and I got involved with everything that was around politics when I was in high school. So they were like, "Are you sure? Like this is really what you want to do?" And I think that's why my dad told me when he asked me, like, like, what is it that you want to do? Where do you want to work? Um, and trying to tell me like, like these are the best restaurants. Like, where be a little bit more realistic. But at the end of the day, like they always supported me, even though at one point maybe they thought like, maybe there's, like keep other options, explore other options. But they always supported me. And then once they saw that I was serious about it, it was fine. It was like, you know what, do what you have to do. We're gonna support you. We're gonna help you. And to this day, like I think I had them here at the restaurant at least once or twice a year.
Oh, that must be special when they come as your guest and you get to cook for them or serve them, and they get to see you in your element. That must be make them really proud.
Absolutely, it's one of the best experience that as a chef that you can have.